Basically, from the start, you had everything that you wanted?
No. No, in the first, let's call it a couple of innings, I was still hanging sliders and it was driving me nuts. I've been working so hard at it, trying to figure out what's going on. But I finally think what's going on. Once I finally had some mud in my cleats, my cleats were a little bit heavier, and so I wasn't picking in the fourth inning, I realized I wasn't picking my foot up as high, and all of a sudden the slider was getting down. I was like, could it really be this simple? Cleaned out the mud in my cleats, went out there in the fifth and really focused on taking my left foot and really trying to drive it down into the ground, more so than like an extra click, and then boom, that's all it was. And then my slider started getting down in the zone. So that was a fix. It was that simple, that stupid.
Given how frustrating it's been for you this season, is there any relief, or what is the feeling when it just clicks in like that?
As you start, connecting the dots of why I've been hanging sliders. The other pitch has been, pretty good, but I've been, like I said, I've been getting beat on sliders, and sliders have been in the zone. I couldn't figure it out for the life of me because, the whole time, I keep thinking in my head that I'm executing these things down away and they're hanging. And so, it's, at least I think I found out today what that issue is, and that's been, my left foot. And so that's the simplest, stupidest answer there is, but that's pitching.
How important was this win just in the context of the season and where you guys want to go?
Yeah, we just need to win ball games. We just need to play well as a team, day in, day out. You try to look up at the standings, and looks insurmountable, but just take it one game at a time, one day at a time. Just come in here and just win. Just play team baseball, and hopefully it just snowballs and we find a hot streak.
Max, how much did that? I know you came in with what Buck said was kind of a neck thing from like sleeping wrong or whatever.
That's just a non-issue.
Okay.
Just a
I
non.
was going to say in context of the break, how much did that help? Just getting the All-Star break to kind of tune up for the second half. Was that a benefit coming out here today?
I mean, I guess, but my arm's in a good spot, so I could have pitched again on 5 days if I needed to, or I got 7 days this time. So my arm's been feeling good.
Were you using the cutter at times instead of the slider, kind of in place of the slider to get lefties or anything?
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the things we kind of toyed with. I've been hanging so many sliders, like, all right, maybe we try to throw, one of the cutters to the righties, but, that's how far I've been trying to go down. But at the end of the day, like, I've been throwing this slider for a really long time, had a lot of success on it. Like, you don't reinvent the wheel on this. And like I said, it was something as small and simple. That was, I think, the issue that's been going on.
So to Bet specifically, when you were throwing him cutters, it was more about just the slider issue, not trying to mix something up against a hitter like that?
In the first at-bat, correct. In the last at-bat, when I did throw him a cutter, that was actually intentional to try to throw a cutter in that situation.
You feel like those sliders have kind of totally changed the way, your year has gone, the season has gone, in terms of the overall?
You just look at individual starts. When I have gotten beat, it's because a lot of times I've been hanging sliders. Like I said, I'm accountable for that. I own it. I've been getting beat on that. Lost a lot of sleep trying to figure out what it is, and you sit there and try to think of all the little hand stuff that's going on. That you try to reinvent your wheel, and it's just not. It's not it. It's something else. And then today, let it be a rain game to figure out that a little money cleats, and there's your answer. So,
but you thought it was the grip before. Does this feel like this might really be? That's the difference maker.
Yeah. I really do. When you can find it, you find it. So just got to take that going forward. It's more about, I'm going to hang a slider again. Let's just say that. And I'm going to give up a home run on another slider, so I don't want to hear it. But it's just the way this game goes. You throw enough sliders, you're going to hang one, somebody's going to hit a home run. It's a consistency of working down the zone with the slider. So for me, that's what, I felt like I was starting to get to, was throwing sliders down in the zone.